One day, I just broke. Jeff walked into the room and he saw me crying, which was kind of rare for me. I didn't really cry a lot. And he said,
"What's going on?" And she said, "Nothing." And I said, "No, come on, tell me what's up." And she said, "I'm not sure I love you. In fact,
I don't know if I've ever loved you."
I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
And Jeff stepped back and he tried to put his arms around me, and I just shunned him. I sat back. I thought divorce was the answer, and that's what I started to pursue. About 3 months after our divorce happened, I heard the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that was an unbelievable day, and it was probably, besides the day of my divorce, probably one of the saddest days of my life. And that's because I looked behind me and I saw what I had left behind. I had made a huge mistake, and the huge mistake was that I didn't know Christ.
Cheryl wrote me a letter, and she called me up and said, "Look, I've written you a letter. I want to come over your house. I want to sit down in your living room and read it to you."
I was very nervous, and he wasn't open to me, and I just asked him if I could come over for 10 minutes. And I asked him if he would ever consider reconciling our relationship. And because he was crying, I thought that was his sign to me, or God's sign to me, that Jeff was on the same page that I was. And Jeff laughed in my face, and he said, "I will never, ever consider doing that. Don't ever ask me that again."
And what she didn't know at the time was, it really did hit me, and I would take this letter out 2 or 3 times a week at night, especially when I didn't have the girls, read this letter, and it would really just, I would just weep. It took time for me. What I call is, she had to make deposits in my trust account.
Another couple years would go by, and I would think, it's 4 years. I can't do this. And it really didn't matter what I thought.
And God was really showing me week after week how she had changed, and she really was seeking Him with all that she had. And through that, there was evidence of a changed heart, and not only in Cheryl, but in myself. She started inviting me over for dinner to her house with the girls, and for a long time I said no, no, no. And then probably after about a year, I finally said yes one day.
He actually said the words, "I think it's time for us to get remarried." And I was overwhelmed. We had been divorced for 7 years, and now we're going to be a husband and wife again, and a family again, and God just put it all back together.
On October 3rd, we went to Beaver Creek, Colorado, and we were remarried at the chapel of Beaver Creek.
I just closed my eyes and I was like, "Lord, you've done something huge."
I wake up every morning with Cheryl beside me in bed, and it's almost like I have to pinch myself. I can't believe that our family's back together. It's definitely a miracle.
We've been remarried now for 9 years, and Christ is first in our lives.